my name. Let me rephrase that. Wayne Roach, my name is. Lead singer in the band, the Strawberry Gem. Fortunately, I've got this book. It is the Bible, and I am going to read you the Bible. All of it, yes, all of it, including the Deuterocanon, that long word. Oh, I know it, I'm just being silly. And the Apocrypha. And today we're on number 16. 16! Yes. Korah, son of Izhar, from the Levite clan of Kohath. You know, it's nice to be back home. I've been having to go over to my cousin John, you know, John Elizabeth bassist, you know. And I've been having to go over there to read, you know, these chapter, you know, all of Numbers and Leviticus and all this, you know. And, you know, it's all right, but it's good to be back home. I could smoke, I could drink, or, you know, I could say whatever I want and be as bloody loud as I want. You know, normally not too loud unless I'm doing something involving loudness. But, you know, it's all right to be loud. Taken from the Levite clan of Kohath, rebelled against the leadership of Moses. He was joined by 3 members of the tribe of Reuben, Dathan and Abiram, son of Eliab, and On, that's his name, On, son of Peleth, and by 250 other Israelites. Well-known leaders chosen by the community. They assembled before Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You've gone too far." Oh, piss. I've got enough holes and... what was that? Oh, piss. No, you've gone too far. All the members of the community belong to the Lord, and the Lord is with all of us. Why then, Moses, do you set yourself above the Lord's community? When Moses heard this, he threw himself on the ground and prayed. Then he said to Korah and his followers, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will show us who belongs to him. He will let the one who belongs to him, that is, the one he has chosen, approach him at the altar. Tomorrow morning, you and your followers take 5 pots, pans, and live coals and incense on them, and take them to the altar. Then we will see which of us the Lord has chosen. You Levites are the ones who have gone too far. You." Moses continued to speak to Korah. "Listen, you Levites. Do consider it a small matter that the God of Israel has set you apart from the rest of the community, so that you can approach and perform your service to the Lord's tent and minister to the community and serve them? ? He has let you and all the other Levites have this honour, and now you're trying to get the priesthood too. When you complain against Aaron, it is really against the Lord that you and your followers are rebelling." Then Moses sent for Dathan and Abiram, but they said, "We will not come. Isn't it enough that you've brought us to the fertile land of Egypt to kill us here in the wilderness? Do you also have the Lord to have to lord it over us? You certainly have brought us into a fertile land, giving us fields and vineyards as a possession, and now you're trying to deceive us. We will not come. We will not come." Moses became angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept any offerings these men bring. I have not wronged any of them. I have not ever taken even one of their donkeys." Moses said to Korah, "Tomorrow you and your 250 followers must come to the tent of the Lord's presence. Aaron will also be there. He will Each of you will take his fire pan, put incense on it, and then present it at the altar. So every man took his fire pan and put live coals and incense on it and stood at the entrance of the tent with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah gathered the whole community, and they stood facing Moses and Aaron at the entrance of the tent. Suddenly the dazzling light of the Lord's presence appeared to the whole community, and the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Move back from these numbers, and I will destroy them immediately." But Moses and Aaron bowed down with their faces to the ground and said, "O God, you are the source of all life. When one man sins, do you become angry with the whole community?" The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people to move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." Then Moses, accompanied by the leaders of Israel, went to Dathan and Abiram. He said to the people, "Get away from the tents of these wicked men and don't touch anything that belongs to them, otherwise you'll be wiped out with them for all their sins." So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Dathan and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing in the entrance of the tents, and their wives and children. Moses said to the people, "This is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that it is not by my own choice that I have done them. If these men die a natural death without some punishment from God, then the Lord did not send me. But if the Lord does something unheard of, and the earth opens up and swallows them with all they own, so they will go down alive to the world of the dead, you will know that these men have rejected the Lord." As soon as he had finished speaking, the ground under Dathan and Abiram split open and swallowed them and their families, together with all the Korah's followers and their possessions. So they went down alive to the world of the dead with their possessions. The earth closed over them, and they vanished. All the people of Israel who was there fled when they heard their cry. They shouted, "Run!" Like that Who song. "Run, run, run." The earth might swallow us too. Then the Lord sent a fire that blazed and burned up the 250 men who had presented the incense. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, to remove the bronze fire pans from the remains of the men who have been burned, and scatter the coals with the fire pans somewhere else, because the fire pans is holy. They become holy when they was presented to the Lord's altar. So take the fire pans of these men who will put to death for the sin, beat them into the thin plates, and make a covering for the altar. It will be a warning to the people of Israel." So Eleazar the priest took the fire pans and had them beaten into thin plates to make a covering for the altar. This is a warning to the Israelites that no one who is not a descendant of Aaron should come to the altar to burn incense for the Lord. Otherwise, he would be destroyed by Korah and his men. All this was done as the Lord had commanded Eleazar through Moses. The next day, the whole community complained against Moses and said, "You have killed some of the Lord's people." After they had all gathered to protest to Moses and Aaron, they turned towards the tent and saw that the cloud was covering it, that the dazzling light of the Lord's presence had appeared. Moses and Aaron went and stood in front of the tent, and the Lord said to Moses, "Move back from these people, and I will destroy them on the spot." The two of them bowed down with their faces to the ground, and Moses said to Aaron, "Take your fire pan, put live coals from the altar in it, and put some incense in the coals. Then hurry with it to the people and perform the ritual of purification for them. Hurry! The Lord's anger has already broken out, and an epidemic has already begun." Aaron obeyed, took his fire pan, and ran into the middle of the assembled people. When he saw that the plague had already begun, he put the incense in the coals and performed the ritual of purification for the people. This stopped the plague, and he was left standing between the living and the dead. The number of the people who died was 14,700, not counting those who died in Korah's rebellion. When the plague had stopped, Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent. That is chapter 16 of Numbers. I'm Wayne Roach, of course, and you're watching Wayne Roach Reads the Bible. Good night and God bless.